It might not be a popular video, but this is actually what's happening right now. So I want to start this off by helping you understand that the whole landscape of SEO is changing. Before, if you went to Google, this is before AI and before they started having their questions on the screen for pretty much every search term, there was 10 spaces there. And now when you consider that AI summaries are taking up more space, people are relying on that and getting their answers either through the questions or AI without even clicking through to content, what it really means is that the content needs to be better. So there's still lots of different ways people will find your content, but the main thing is you've got to have quality. And if you don't have quality content, if you're just using AI generated content, then you're not going to be able to stand out and you're not going to have the success that you want to have. This is where NeuronWriter comes in. Okay. This is actually for someone that wants to create great content. Okay. So if content strategy, you want to take that seriously as a business owner, then this is probably the best tool that you can use. Now, I just want to show you something right here. The 2023 HCU, that's the update that went through. And it's really, there's people, complaining about it on Reddit because there's a lot of people that have lost rankings. Okay. And there's always going to be these updates and these changes. And Google has even said in the past that AI generated content is fine. And that's true to an extent, but it's never going to, at the end of the day, what they want is people that really know the topic, writing stuff about that topic. And that's what NeuronWriter helps you do because it's built with NLP, some neuro-linguistic programming and semantic models. And so what that is that brings synonyms and different things that have the same contextual meaning, brings it together and helps you write it. So it does SERP analysis, competition data, and everything else. And so this is how it's going to look. I'm going to show you my account here in a second, but basically it's going to help you block out everything and grade it so you can see exactly what keywords you need to be using in different parts in order to make the best content. And this is not going to be just a press a button solution. So if you're looking for something like that, this is not it, but this will help you rank content in Google. And so there's different things that you can do. You can, structure your article in minutes. And this is something that I think really makes sense to do manually at this point. Optimize content if you've already got it. Discover users' intent, which is really important because ultimately that's who Google is trying to serve. And pardon me, I'm just down with a little bit of a flu here. And you can also have AI writing, so you can start the paragraph with AI. But this is something that you're really going to be building yourself. And so it's really about topical authority and kind of having that domination. So this will integrate with Google Search Console, so it'll help you with internal linking as well and all that stuff. Help you plan content. And here is a case study of how it's improved their organic visibility. And what I think about this is, let's say you have a SaaS, there's different ways to market it: cold email, paid ads, word of mouth. But a good content marketing strategy, if you have something that's worth building into, then you as the person that owns this business, if you want to have the best content, then this is what you're going to do. Okay. So it's really easy to plan everything out. And the other thing that I want to say is there's a deal on AppSumo for this right now. And this is really a good deal if content writing is going to be a strategy that you're going to do. And this is actually the tool of the year voted for by the community. So there's a lot going on here, but this is basically the best thing that you can do if you want to create content. And when you look at this, 716 reviews, all 5 tacos, that's pretty remarkable, actually. There's different plans here that you can get into, different codes. But when you think about it, yes, okay, paying for the tool that's going to help you write better content is something that I think makes a lot of sense. So let's log in here and I'll show you a little bit about how it works. Let's go into one of my projects here. So you can basically create different projects. Those are like folders, and then you can have different queries. So I could just come up with a new keyword that, let's say, I wanted to rank for. Okay. So I'm going to use this one as an example: how to run ads on Reddit, because I think Reddit's advertising platform is really interesting. I've done a video on it. I've got a course on this. I'll put some links in the description if you're interested. But basically, this is going to help you write this. So if you pop in title, what it's going to do is it's going to analyze all these different, and actually I should go back and show you how this works. Because if I just go in here and let's create a new optimization based on this. So how to run ads on Reddit, and then I'm going to optimize it for Canada or the US, depending on where you're from. And then it's going to go and analyze this. And it's going to take all the other rankings that are on Google and compare them. It's going to look at the length, the number of words, and it's going to break down and pull all the keywords and all the different sections from each of the heading tags and break it all down for you so that you can actually make something that's very similar but better and put it in your own words. And this is really the way to dominate with this. So I'm just waiting for here. It's going to basically give you all the search engines, and then you can unselect the ones that are not so relevant. So Reddit itself, I'm not really competing with that because it's not really blog posts. It's not something that people are going to look for. If they're looking for things, how to run ads on Reddit, they're going right to the Reddit site. That's not really my target audience. All right, so here's what I mean, and basically select the competitors as guidance. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to uncheck all of them, because for this, I'm not going to be competing with Reddit for business, right? So that's not a blog post. That's not something that I want to create content like. Similarly, Reddit is a unique example. This is going to be a thread with lots of comments. This is the actual sign up for ads for Reddit. This is Reddit for business. So it'll even pull in YouTube videos. So I'm going to pull in these ones that are more blog posts about this. And then it's going to do all the analysis for me. So here's Neil Patel, Constant Contact. Again, that's what I mentioned, SaaS companies making a blog post about something like that. Ultimate guide to doing on Reddit. I'm going to look at some of these YouTube videos, Hootsuite again, and then Reddit for business. I'm going to skip that. And then let's look at this one, right? So then I'm going to go next. And this is very unique because I've just selected which of these ones that I want to write something like. So this isn't like just stop and drop, click in a phrase, and the whole article's done. This is something where you want to be strategic about it. And so it's going to pull all this out. So first, you can look at the different terms in the article. These are in the H1 terms. These are basic keywords, and then extended keywords, so longer keywords. And so it's going to look and show you about how many of these you should be using and what percentage of those ones that I selected are using these different keywords. There's also terms in the heading. So you can see the H1, H2 terms, so you can map this out. And this is what I like as well. They've got an outline here. You can look at the competitors, right? So you can just scan. And this is, I think, a great way to look at build an article. You can see what their H1, what their H2 tags are. So you can look at it and then use one as a model, right? And if I click this, I'm going to put this as an H1, adjust it, and all these different things. So then I can put in different H2 tags. So that's good. Talk about the audience and talk about the cost. So this makes it really easy, for me to do a sentence and then maybe expand it with AI. They also have smart headings. So these you can, again, just plug these in and pull it into your article as you're building this article out. And also questions. And questions, I think, is really important. This is the Google people also ask. And this actually pulls them out all at once. Because normally, if you're on Google, you just see 5. But this pulls them all out. So you can really go into depth on a topic and pull some of these out, right? And either put it in text or as H tags, right? Can I advertise on specific subreddits? So you can build this out. And again, this is not something that's just you press a button and the whole thing's done. And then, of course, you can do an AI outline with a goal plan. And then you can start writing. And you can do a content plan, article topic ideas. You can rephrase this text. So you can grab different things that these other articles are writing about and put it in your own way. And on the plan, they have the one-click long-form article. And that's what I was talking about. But I do think if you're building out an article, this is going to pull all of this out. and then compare it. And so you'll have this score here, and you can select the competitors and really make this your own article. So that's just scratching the surface about this. But what I did want to do is just show you the Reddit community, the AppSumo community is a community that knows a lot about what actually works. And for this many reviews that are 5-star, this makes a lot of sense. I'm not going into all the details about it, but you can see here that people, I always go to AppSumo and read some of the more thoughtful reviews. Obviously someone say, yeah, very helpful, like excellent tool. But something like this where it's more in-depth, more detail. This is, I think, a good way to evaluate a tool if it's going to make sense for you. So I think that about sums it up. I'm going to put a link to the description. And if content marketing is going to be part of your thing, remember, like, Google is changing the movement here, and they want great content. So great content is going to take time, and it's something you're going to build out with this. Check it out if content is going to be part of your strategy, and I'll put a link in the description. And if you use that link, I'll earn an affiliate commission, and that would be fantastic if this is something that you think is going to help your business. Other than that, if you have any questions, also let me know, and we'll see you in the next video.